Can you talk about parents' rights, about how schools don't give them what's on the curriculum? Mental health, physical health issues. They're isolating their kids from the parents. This is insane.
It's completely insane, and that's why I think we have to completely reconfigure our public school system. And I say that as a product of the public school system. I went to public schools in New Jersey. I got a great education there. I had teachers back then who didn't undercut what my parents were trying to teach me at home, who had regular communication with my parents when things were going really well or when I was stepping out of line. And it was a public school system that produced, I think, really good students and a good country. We have become a politically correct public education system in many, many parts of this country who believe that they know better than us. I think you and I would agree, given the nature of your question. Nobody cares about my children. My wife's here, so I can say our. Nobody cares about our children. Nobody cares, loves our children. No one understands our children better than we do. The idea that some administrator at a school should be in on the fact that my child has a mental health issue or a confusion about their gender or a bullying problem, and they can know it, but I can't. But on the other hand, if they want to give them 2 Advil to my 14-year-old daughter when she has her period, I got to sign a piece of paper for that. How about we switch that around? Tell me about all the other stuff. Give her as many Advil as you like. I mean, this is the way it's gotten turned upside down. So here's the way I would do it. We spend $400 billion a year on K-12 education in this country from the local, state, and federal level. I say we need to turn that money over to the parents. Let parents decide what to do with their children's education. If you've got a great public school in your neighborhood, great, send them there. And let the money go to the public school. And let them support the public school there. If you think that a parochial school would be better, my wife and I went to public school, she went to parochial school, so all 4 of our children went to parochial school. So you know who makes the decisions in the Christie house. That's why I need to be president. I need someplace where I can actually make the decision. But we made that decision based on the belief that because of the way schools had changed from the time we went to now, that we didn't want a school system that was undercutting the values we were trying to teach our kids at home. So we sent them to parochial school. But we could do it because we paid our property taxes and we had the money to pay the tuition. It shouldn't be a choice that only parents who have the resources to do it can do. Every parent, if they want to make that decision, should. Whether they want homeschool, whether they want a charter school, a Renaissance school, we need to put parents back in charge. And the biggest reason we don't have that is because of the teachers' unions in this country. That's why. And it's not about teachers. There's a big difference between teachers and teachers' unions. Most teachers don't give a darn about their union. They have to pay the dues, they have the union, that's it. The union leaders, the only way they get more money is more members. And more members means only public schools and only public schools that are allowed to be unionized. In my home state, we have 200,000 members of the New Jersey Education Association that pay $750 a year in fees to their union. And they don't pay a nickel for their salary, their pension, or their health care. It's $150 million a year as a political slush fund to influence people in government, benefit their friends, hurt their enemies. We have to break that cartel. And the only person who can break that cartel is the president. And you do it by using the money that we appropriate to break the cartel. And that will put parents back in charge. It's incredible to me to think that anybody would believe, and there could be exceptions to every rule, right? There are bad parents. Same way there are bad teachers, bad principals, bad administrators. So it's not 100% certain, nothing is. So I will bet on parents every time for taking the best care of their children than over somebody else. And that's the philosophy that you have to talk about as president, and you have to use the money to try to implement it. I think that's the only way to break it. It's going to have to be a mano fight with the teachers union. But right now, Jill Biden He's a member of the teachers union. What the hell do you think's happening in the White House? Joe Biden's not coming in there and going, yeah, I don't like the teachers union. Forget it. He's sleeping on the couch. So, you know, there's influence of the teachers union right inside the White House right now. I guarantee you this. The people who will be influential when I'm president are the parents who have to make the same kind of choices that Mary Pat and I have to make. And I want to make sure that every parent has the ability to make that choice for themselves on behalf of their kids. And that make every decision. Not the Advil, but every other decision that matters. Norm.
Wait,